25,000 voters in New Orleans are on a state inactive list. This comes ahead of next year's presidential election and months after the controversy surrounding the recall effort against Mayor LaToya Cantrell when the voters' rolls, they were questioned at that time.
That's right. WDSU anchor Travers Mackel joins us now with why some are concerned about this issue. Travers.
Yeah, it's the timing. Politics always seems to play a role in major issues in Louisiana, and lawmakers want to make sure that doesn't happen here, especially as we have a presidential election next year. The Secretary of State says this measure is just business as usual, and it's not an effort to purge any voter off the rolls. These names, printed in the newspaper last week, are all of the voters listed as inactive in Orleans Parish. Page after page, name after name. More than 26,000 just in New Orleans. What do you think about that long list going out?
I was a little surprised to see it too.
Democratic State Rep Mandy Landry from Uptown has played a role in voting rights and making sure people have the chance to cast their ballots. A list similar to this one, printed in New Orleans last week, also went out across the state in 63 other parishes.
I think it's people being extra careful and following the law extra carefully.
That's how outgoing GOP Secretary of State Kyle Ardwin frames it, telling WDSU it's just the normal process, adding, if a voter's name appears on the inactive list, their registration status is inactive because their address was not able to be verified by the parish registrar of voters during the annual canvass. Inactive voters can still participate in elections once added to the inactive list, but will need to confirm their address before voting. Once a voter's name is added to the inactive list and they do not vote in 2 consecutive federal elections, they may be removed from the voter registration list.
I think we do need to clean up the rolls in the sense that we don't want people to think that there is any funny business going on. But I want to make sure with the new Secretary of State coming in that everything is going according to law. And I like her. I have faith in her. I think she will do a good job.
Names on the voter rolls caused controversy during the recall effort against New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell earlier this year, after organizers of that effort discovered names of dead people and people living in other states on the active roll. 25,000 names were eventually removed. And Nancy Landry, a Republican, takes over as Secretary of State on January 9th. If you'd like to see if you're listed as inactive, all you have to do is go to the Secretary of State's website. The full list of names of voters he feels are inactive, they're parish by parish right there. We have put a link to this story on our website at WDSU.com and on our free mobile app.